In Venezuela, the International World Anti-Fascist Youth Congress kicked off with the participation of 500 international guests who will discuss key issues such as gender-based violence, workers' rights, climate change and youth organization to fight fascism. And in the framework of this international event, we make a contact with our correspondent Belen de los Santos, who is at this hour joined by Sam McGill, member of the Revolutionary Communist Group Great Britain. Hi Bel, what details can you both share with us at this first day of debates?
Hello Ale, exactly as you were saying, we are in Caracas for the opening of the World Congress Youth Anti-Fascism Congress, and this is happening, this opening today, and Venezuela has really become the epicenter of this struggle against fascism, and this is why over 500 international guests have come here to the South American country to meet. The Congress is opening at this moment, and they are set to gather around at 7 working tables to discuss main topics regarding the struggle against fascism, but really with one goal in mind, that is to conceive the struggle as an international struggle. So delegates, and particularly from the youth in this instance, are coming together to share their experiences, bring their struggles from their different territories and find common grounds, find common struggles that they're joining in and different alternatives also. And the great challenge here is that the youth are finding their own ways to carry out the struggle and face the challenges that the current world is posing before them. And to continue speaking on this, we are, as you mentioned just before, joined by Sam McGill. She is a member of the Revolutionary Communist Group from Great Britain. So first of all, welcome Sam, thank you for joining us in teleSUR English. And I would like to start by asking you, you've come a very long way, and so why is that? Why come to this South American country to participate in this Congress that seeks to foster an international alternative in the fight against fascism?
Thank you for inviting us. First of all, I think it's important to understand that we're living through a crisis of imperialism, a crisis of war, a crisis that is forcing millions of people to migrate, and they're facing ever more racism wherever they go. You know, this is capitalism at its highest stage, imperialism, and it means crisis, it means poverty, it means death and destruction for billions around the globe. So we have to take action. We can see even in the so-called capitalist liberal democracies, where we may have democracy to vote for one party or another, there is very little alternative to the politics. And these same countries that have this liberal democracy, they are actively supporting and employing fascist techniques to attack the oppressed people around the world. I am from Great Britain, the oldest imperialist country on the planet. The same Great Britain that is supporting Zionism in Israel, that is supporting the genocide of Palestine, that actually played the key role in creating the Zionist occupier, settler, colonial state. Great Britain is sending weapons to Ukraine through NATO. Great Britain has stolen Venezuela's gold and keeps it in the Bank of England. And it is supporting the extraterritorial blockade of Cuba, and it's part of this economic warfare that we're seeing against any country around the world that is trying to chart its own path, to find its own sovereignty and take a stand against imperialism. So it's very important for me to be here as part of our delegation, to be part of this struggle. And why come to Venezuela? Venezuela for the last 25 years has been a beacon of resistance, a beacon of international solidarity. The Bolivarian Revolution is so crucial to the development of an internationalist world, an anti-fascist world. And it is so important that Venezuela has taken this step from the opening conference in September to the youth conference that we are now opening today, to the close of the conference in a few days' time, and the creation of this anti-fascist, anti-imperialist internationals. And we want to be part of this because for the last 25 years, Venezuela has been fighting to create socialism. It's been fighting to make alliance with socialist Cuba, the revolutionary movements in Bolivia and Nicaragua, so that it's created an anti-imperialist pole of resistance and socialist solidarity in America Latina. And for us, it is an honor to be here and to visit, the country that is really charting this path forward.
It's really a pleasure to have you here in the global south, and we have ties of solidarity with all the working class around the world, specifically to carry on the struggle that you were just mentioning. And you were talking about all the different challenges that the current world poses. We are definitely on a new stage in terms of imperialistic and fascist domination. And as you were saying, this is one of the key mechanisms that different countries, and Venezuela has taken it upon itself to find alternatives, to really find a common way to face that challenge, to face that hope, as many countries in the global south have been doing in the last years. So this Congress in particular is summoning the youth from all over the world. What do you think is their role, their participation in this key struggle? We are looking at youth from everywhere around the world coming together, sharing experiences, a lot being related to the media, their relationship with social networks. What do you think they are going to do? Because it's their fight and it's their challenge.
Yes. So the youth are on the streets. They have been on the streets for a year around the question of Palestine. You can look in any of the country, almost any country around the world, and you will see the youth on the streets with Palestine flags, with their kafirs, taking a stand against Zionism and the genocide that is happening. So we can see the power of the youth. Yesterday we were on the streets of Caracas. We were participating in the National Day of youth and students in Venezuela, and the streets were red. They were painted red with the t-shirts and the banners of the Venezuelan youth who are supporting the Bolivarian revolution, who are fighting for socialism, who are really involved in pushing this revolutionary process forward, from the communes to the organizations of the students. And we can also see from the delegates that have come to this conference that there are people from youth organizations all over the world that are taking a lead. I have been especially excited to be able to meet some of the youth from the Alliance of the Sahel States in West Africa. We have to understand this as a new pole, an emerging pole of anti-imperialist struggle, that they are struggling against colonialism, that they are struggling against imperialism, and they have kicked out the French, they have kicked out the US. I hope they will continue to kick out Britain. And they are creating a new revolutionary pole. And I think what I have to do here is to try and learn from these struggles from people all over the world who are coming here and are sharing their struggles, sharing their experiences with us. And the second question that is so crucial, and it's so important that so many people around here, they're constantly uploading social media, they're taking photos, they're taking videos, they are using social media. We have seen, especially since the coup in Bolivia in 2019, where Elon Musk, the head of X, of Twitter, said, "We will coup who we want," that Twitter and the social media, they have really been used to push a political agenda. We saw it with the elections in Venezuela, where they were really pushing, they were pushing Machado, they were pushing the election of Trump, they were pushing for Brexit, and we have to try and take back some of this space. And I really think that the youth have a role to play in this, that they have the ability to, really show the reality of their struggles and try and fight the media war, because the media war is attacking our consciousness, it's attacking political consciousness around the world.
Excellent. So thank you, Sam, for participating. That was Sam McGill from Great Britain. And we know the clock is ticking. We will continue to bring you all the information from this World Youth Congress in the anti-fascist struggle that Venezuela is leading. And we will continue to be here to learn from that youth from all over the world that gets together and continue to take on the streets in their fight against fascism for their world in the future. Back to you, Belen.
Thank you, Bel, for all the information, and thank you, Sam. We will contact you in some other moment. We were listening to our correspondent in Caracas, Belen de los Santos, in the framework of the International World Anti-Fascist Youth Congress, which will take place in the Venezuelan capital until November 23rd.